I want some more coffee. You want some more coffee? I'm not getting up again.
I don't want more coffee.
Up to you.
I would like a second wife.
Well, you can't have one.
I don't see why I shouldn't be able to.
People don't get to have second wives, even if there was a good reason. And in this case, I'm sure there's not.
There might be a good reason.
I thought we were done with this subject, but apparently I was sadly mistaken.
You know, Gloria, this may come as a surprise to you, but whores like me.
That's nice, dear. Glad to hear it.
I always say please, I always say thank you. That kind of thing goes a long way with the whores.
How could you go with a prostitute?
I got a powerful, strong sex drive. I got a bad case of the hormones, all right.
Yeah, so I've noticed.
Look at all this shit in this paper. God had better wake up and smell the roses.
Telling God what to do now?
Somebody better.
Well, you're certainly the one for the job. Get ready. You gotta go to work.
The hooker I've been seeing lately.
Oh, here we go.
She says she can't understand why I stay with you. She says the way you treat me is insulting. Like I'm dirt under your feet, like some kind of worm.
Well, what does she know?
Yeah, what does she know? Personally, I think she's getting a little too big for her britches. You know what I told her?
What?
That Descartes, in his attempt to prove his own existence, came up with the theorem, I think, therefore I am. And I told her that on that basis, she would never be able to prove her own existence.
I'm sure you told her that. Now, can you take a shower?
She probably didn't give it much thought. There were other more pressing things to worry about.
Take a shower.
My dad told me a story once.
Take a shower.
I want to tell you the story. He said there was once a village, a very small village. And in this village lived 3 brothers. The first brother could see very far, farther in fact than anyone had ever seen before or since. If he stood on top of a hill, he could see each wave in the ocean from 4 miles away.
You're gonna be late for work again.
The second brother, oddly enough, had a keenly developed sense of smell, better than anybody before or since. If he walked down the street, he could tell you what was being cooked in the kitchen of each home he passed, along with what spices were used in its preparation.
Yeah, I've got the gist.
The third brother, oddly enough, could hear from far distances, farther in fact than anybody ever heard.
Before or since?
So acute, he could hear ants marching from 30 yards away.
Terrific.
Well, each brother knew that he could hear, see, and smell better than his other brothers, and better than anyone in the village. But each thought his abilities were just very good. None dreamed his talent was the best ever. Well, each of the brothers grew old, their abilities waned, and they all died.
Well, that's a really stupid story.
You know what the moral of the story is?
What?
That I may be the smartest person who ever lived, and nobody would know it. You wouldn't know it, I wouldn't even know it.
I wouldn't know if you were the smartest person in the world. Believe me, I'd know.
That's the point.
What's the point?
That you wouldn't know that.
I would know. Anyway, I don't think that's the point of that story. I don't think that story has a goddamn point.
I need a second wife. That's the point.
Oh, that's the point. Well, I have a story for you.
I gotta go to work.
In Nepal,
I'm gonna be late.
in a secret Buddhist sect, they select a goddess to worship in the form of a little girl. They choose a 5-year-old on the basis of her horoscope. They take her away from her family, and they put her through an elaborate process of secret rituals. She must spend a night in a darkened room with the heads of slaughtered buffalo.
There are buffalo in Nepal?
For 8 years, she lives in a castle and is showered with gifts.
Lucky her.
She is revered as the protector of 23 million Nepali people. But once she starts menstruating,
Ooh.
she loses her divine status. She must start over again with nothing.
And?
I might be that girl.
You're not.
How do you know?
I know.
Why? Because you're the smartest person who ever lived?
I have to go to work.
You're not.